Sherri, we're live.
Hey, I know I am. Are you?
I
am. What's going on, Paige?
What are we doing here today?
Mushrooms again. I tell you, these things are great.
Can never have enough mushrooms. Right here on Plant-Based in the Burbs.
That's right. Hey, I am Sherri, and this is Paige Parson Roach. We're Plant-Based in the Burbs. We like to come to you every Wednesday at 5 on Jane Unchained News Channel and bring you some cool new things to eat plant-based style. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what you cooking?
You know what is that you?
That's me. I'm cooking.
Your beeping's always going off. I am going to attempt to make scallops from this mushroom. Okay.
I love that.
Trumpet mushroom scallops. And then this one is the oyster mushroom. Mm-hmm. And I'm also going to put it in the pan and see what happens. Now, I know people air fry them and put like a yummy crust and everything. I've never done any of this before. And I thought, I'm going to just simplify it and put it in the pan with some light oil, some high heat oil, olive, onions, and some spinach.
Oh, it sounds good. You know, I love that oyster mushroom. And I do. I love it. I make a mock fried chicken with that oyster mushroom, and I fry it just like I used to when I made chicken. And let me tell you, it is fire. It is fire. It is so freaking good.
So what do you coat it or anything? Or you just
I do. I coat it. I put it in some avocado oil because it's high heat.
Yeah.
And I fry those puppies and then put them on the side like I'm regularly eating chicken. They're good. I put the sriracha type of dipping sauce to go with it. Yes, like a sriracha mayo or something like that you want to throw on top of it. But yeah, I do a breading, which is pretty cool. Coat it. Yep, and put it right on in the oil and fry them up, and they're so delicious.
Well, I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna try to make them very simplified. I thought let's just show everybody the simplified way to go about it. So, Sherri, what are you making?
So today I like to look for new recipes because I'm adventurous. Yeah, and I'm adventurous. So. Today, I'm making a vegan sticky apricot mushrooms. Now, the recipe does call for large portobello mushrooms, but when I went to the store, they didn't have any. So I bought baby portobellos. Yeah. And I cleaned them and sliced them. And you had to marinate them, and I'll tell you what the marinade is. And you had to marinate them for a couple of hours. So I did it earlier today because I wanted to make sure I get the best flavor out of these mushrooms, and then you cook them in the oven. So that's what my beeping is. My mushrooms are cooking in the oven. So
okay,
all right.
So go ahead and slice these up. We have a guest who has a question, and it's so great because it actually leads me to something that I want to talk about. So
okay, cool.
The question is, and hang on, here's the question.
Okay.
I've heard that when mushrooms are irradiated, their vitamin D levels increase. Is that true? Now, here's what I want to point out. I actually do not have that answer. And here's the good news. Do you?
I do not.
And here's what you and I have been doing all along for 5 years, right?
Right.
We go over to our phones, we Google on, and we have resources that we utilize. So we are experts in our own lives.
In our own kitchen.
And you are out there are experts. And the good news is today we talked about how we want to give resources for people. Mm-hmm. And we just watched Seaspiracy, and it inspired me to make these scallops. So Sherri, I'm gonna let you take it away for a minute while I slice these. I'm gonna slice them up in shape to throw them in the pan. So go ahead.
Okay, so look, I'll just start talking about Seaspiracy. I don't know how many people out there have seen the documentary on Netflix. My husband and I watched it, and I was just blown away by watching that because it really educated me about big corp fishing or big companies fishing and how they go about getting the fish that the population is demanding to consume.
Yep.
And with that is very much a lot of negligence on the part of those big companies and the way they capture the fish from the sea. And they are truly, truly destroying the planet. And I know people probably say, oh, we got so many other things to think about. But let me tell you, baby, if we don't have that ocean, we don't have the earth. And that's one thing I learned about. And that blew me away too. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, okay. I know a lot of people have probably went on vacation, went snorkeling, and noticed that some of the coral reefs no longer have a lot of fish. Some of the plants that are down in the ocean are no longer thriving because those little fish make them live. They thrive on those little fish. So it's a whole little what do I call it? Cosmo, what do you want to call that? A whole little community, and they all live off of each other to thrive. And with this type of fishing, we're losing them all over the world. And that to me is pretty frightening. So what else would you want to say about that, Paige?
Well, I just want to show everybody how I'm putting my scallops in the pan. But I want to say that, the film is not, we're not talking about the small indigenous tribes and fisheries that depend on this for their livelihood. They have no access to the other foods. We're talking about the majority of people who are able to watch Netflix and chill and be able to come on here and watch this show as well. That, I feel like I have the resources to make a change, and it's my duty to do that. And that is what had me make the change to going to a plant-based diet, to going to a vegan diet. Yes, ecosystem. Yes.
Ecosystem. That's the word I was looking for. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. That's right. And, now, really, the information is coming out that the oceans are the lungs of our planet, right? We think we talk about the Amazon is the lungs of our planet, and the burning and the decimating of the fields and the forests to put in crops to feed cattle, to feed humans. So it's a demand issue when you think about it. So the lungs of the planet is really because of the CO2 and the sequestering of carbon.
And the carbon.
Lungs of the ocean. So this is serious business. I'm going to put this on the hybrid. Talk about the macaroni salad in a minute, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, so that's what I found out about that movie. And if you have the opportunity to watch it, Netflix is one of those platforms where people share each other's passwords so they can view. It's just, let's be honest, but
I don't know about that, but let me say, just get on there and watch.
But if you have the opportunity to watch it, and you want to just kind of see what we were talking about and get a little more knowledge. Look, it may not change the way you view seafood or anything, but it's still giving you a knowledge and making you aware of what's happening with the planet. So that's one thing. And then my food is cooking, so I don't have anything to show you guys. I'm
going to squeeze some lemon on.
Sure.
I just think that sounds good, right? Onions, lemon, and then I'm also going to put some spinach in a minute, but not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead though. I was going to say.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that, but I can also tell you what I did to my mushrooms. So let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing we did was, of course, I had the portobello mushroom. So I bought the baby portobellos because that's what I could get. Now, I usually don't use jam or anything, but it called for an apricot jam. So I found this organic apricot jam that didn't have high fructose in it. So that's what I was looking for. There was a couple that had a lot of sugar in it, and that you're right, Tina. So I found that.
Okay.
I put some soy sauce. So I did the coconut aminos.
Yeah.
Some rice vinegar. I don't know if you can see that. Rice vinegar for seasoning.
Okay.
I threw in garlic. It didn't ask for garlic, but I bought this organic mixed garlic already because I'm lazy. Sometimes I don't want to chop it up, so I'll get that.
It's good to have.
I needed to have orange juice, so I went outside, grabbed an orange off my tree, squeezed some orange juice in there. Boom. And then you marinate them for a couple of, as long as you can. They said the longer you marinate them, the better the flavor is. So that's what we're doing now. And they want you to cook until it dries out a little bit. So we're just going to let it keep cooking.
And you have it in the oven.
I have it in my little stovetop oven, which I just love. Let me close my cabinet here. But that's my little Breva. I have a Breva little oven.
Yeah.
I just love, and it doesn't use up that much energy. It doesn't heat up my house. Yeah. And it's just like my baby. I just do everything in there. So I also roasted some Brussels sprouts because I'm on this new thing about I got to have something green in my plate. Something green in my plate. There you go. Something green on my plate. I was telling you, Paige, I was telling her my new thing is to try to eat all plants all week on my plate except for the weekend, and then I'll go out and have my meat alternatives and all those different other yummy good things that I can find, and supporting the vegan restaurants in the neighborhood. So that's kind of what my idea is. So it's really changing the game on how to, try to experiment with new foods, because you want to have nothing but plants on your plate. So
it's funny you should say green, because I have a thing of always having something raw. So that's just my thing at dinner. So I usually will have like some kind of a salad on hand, and then I'll add different things to it. And I want to just say one of the great vitamins and nutrients are hemp hearts.
Those are great.
Great on a salad. They're so good on it. I don't know if you can hear, but we're kind of popping and sizzling over here. I better get over there and make sure I don't.
Okay, so you know what? I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention when you talked about the hemp hearts. This is a new book that my husband actually got, and I just fell in love with it. Excuse my little oven. It's called The 30-Day Alzheimer Solution, the Definitive Food and Lifestyle Guide for Preventing Cognitive Decline. I don't want to butcher the doctor's names, but I did. My husband listened to Angie Sadeki on Instagram Live, which these two doctors, a husband and wife team, were on there. And I'm going to tell you, this book is really good. They have some really great recipes in here. You can also get this book on Audible if you have Audible on your phone, so you can, even if you want to listen to it. But it is just really a great resource. And it's another way to kind of tweak your diet or the way you eat, because of certain foods and spices that they say we should have every day that can help our brain health. And one thing that was really, one quote that they had quoted, I have it on my phone. I have to find it, but we'll see what if Paige can pull up. But it talked about, let me pull it up real quick.
Okay, while you're looking, I'm going to show everybody these scallops are coming together.
Oh, nice.
Right? And I actually want to, it's amazing how, for reals, like I don't like fish anymore. I can't even imagine. But if you look at this one right here, it's kind of looking scallopy. I'm telling you, when you cut them like that,
it's great. So what did you put in there?
I put onions, garlic in the pan with a little teeny bit of oil. I try to do not a lot of oil. And now they're just simmering. I put a little squeeze of lemon, a teeny bit of salt, not much. I really do try to go whole foods plant-based SOS, which is no salt, oil, or sugar. But that's what's going on in this pan.
Oh, it looks great. It looks great. Right? So what this really got to me was, the doctors mentioned, their quote is, with every meal you eat, you either make or break your brain. And I thought, wow. I don't know, that may not trigger anything for anyone else, but it did trigger for me. And it was really, really interesting. Like you can change that cognitive decline by the food. The food you eat. So, it's, yes, you're right, Jane.
Sherri Paige. Yes.
So this book is really, I'm addicted right now. So
let me get the screen to you so you can show everybody real close.
Yeah. So I'm addicted. And like I said, you can get it on Audible. And when you're on Audible, you can even download the cookbook and the resources. They tell you all the different spices that you should have in your diet every day: turmeric, black pepper. Those two combined together really makes the turmeric more potent. They talk about oregano. I mean, it's just things that we normally would have in our kitchen. There's a few that you may not have heard of, which I haven't, but I mean, it's just things that you need to increase in your diet. And when Paige brought up the hemp hearts, that's what really got me, is because hemp hearts is omega, right? And they talk about how we need the omega for the brain. So for vegans, you would do an algae-based omega. Instead of eating the fish to get your omega, you go right to the algae, because that's how the fish are getting their omega in the first place. They're eating it from the algae. So any of you out there, if you're not taking your omega, you can find it in many sources. Hemp hearts, chia seeds, flax seeds is another one. Vega, is that Vega or Vega? I don't know how people want to pronounce it. They also have I just bought it. It's called a no-brainer protein powder that has a lot of the omega in there and also the protein. So when I make my shake now, I'm automatically getting it. So those are things to just think about. I'm just giving you food for thought while I'm waiting for my food to finish.
Hey, Sherri. I keep running back and forth to the stovetop, but Sherri, we talked about some of our other resources that we kind of wanted to guide people, because there's a lot of people who are saying, what can I do? What can I eat? I want to go plant-based. I want to give up the shrimp. I want to give up the crab. What do I do? So we're going to keep bringing some recipes to y'all, and I'm going to show you. You can work with jackfruit. All right. Yes. Jackfruit. Now, here's the good news. You can head over to janeunchained.com and get recipes, y'all. There's also, you got to check there, garbanzo beans for a tuna salad. That's an untuna salad. Amazing. You got one too? And, we do our best to find something that's on sale, at least for me, and organic. Hearts of palm. A lot of people.
Yeah, I haven't used that one yet. I want to try it. I want to use that.
Yeah, it's hearts of palm. And then the last one, I just heard about this yesterday, so I haven't worked with it yet, but artichoke hearts. The other thing is Google is your best friend. Head on
totally.
Whatever your search engine is to search and get info. Okay, let me give you full screen. Go check on my.
Okay, so this is another one. If you don't want to really make it yourself, this brand here, Sophie's Kitchen, they have some great product. This one right here, I happen to have their crab cakes, which is really, really good. Their shrimp is amazing. They also have fish fillet. So they also have lox also, so the salmon. And then this is another one. Gardein also carries the fish fillet. They also carry the mini crab cakes, are really great for your kids. You can air fry them or fry them any way you want, and just pop them with some tartar sauce. If you want to put hot sauce or whatever you want. Me, I like mustard on mine. So whatever you want to do, I mean, there are alternatives. And especially when you're transitioning, you may not feel like cooking because maybe that's not part of your routine. So there is a lot of products out there that you can use as substitutes to start you on your way. Just remember that you want your plate to always look like the rainbow. So regardless if you have this product here, you still want to have some rainbow. So you want to have green, you want to have some yellow, some red. So that could be carrots, squash, zucchini, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, collard greens, whatever it is, you want to add that to your meat alternative. Right?
Right. I'm coming back. Oh my gosh. Dun, 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 dun.
Are you done already? Let me plate my stuff up. I have to get mine together. You're moving.
That's so funny. We've never thought about it, but we could almost set ourselves up for a little race. Like we'd be like, okay, let's see who finishes first.
You
always beat me.
Yeah, so Paige, tell them about your resources. And, I'm just going to grab my little bowl and get my stuff together here.
Okay, good. So while and I would love
you can do it full screen if you like, and then I'll just be right back.
Okay, good. I wanted to say, y'all, that so just as far as you being an expert in your own life, think about that. So when we're experts in our own lives, we are empowered to make changes, right? I mean, if you want to, right? So if you're motivated to make the change, think about, how do you learn best? Like, what is your way of getting information? Do you watch something on the television? Do you Google and find something on the internet? Do you maybe go to Instagram, TikTok, Clubhouse? People are dumping in there. Jump on the Jane Unchained website, right? So I think it's really good to identify how you get your information. Do you read books? Okay, so that's number one. Maybe you podcast, okay? And maybe it's Audible, right? So number one. Number two, what motivates you? For me, like if you're already someone who knows how to cook, and Sherri, I want you to talk about this in a second, but if you're somebody who feels comfortable in the kitchen. Now, I grew up watching my mom cook in the middle of doing homework, in the middle of like a million, always eat at night, like really late. I'd be tired, kind of out of it. And she always seemed like she was a little frustrated. My stepdad would always add in an extra guest or two, and my mom was always scrambling. So that's at least my experience, not to blame her. But as a mom, I think there's some scrambling that can happen. And I've recently really kind of gotten into. So what I want to say is what I did, my daughter went vegan first, and then we have a place nearby that has food, hot food, cold food, and they have a ton of vegan options. So I would go in there and they let you have taste tests. You know, it's a little different now, but like a taste test. So I'd bring my daughter and I'd say, let's try those buffalo cauliflower. I've heard about those. Let me try those turmeric broccoli. Like, oh, that's so good. Or, ooh, they make a delicious Indian dal that's vegan. Whatever the case, a delicious raw, salad or whatever. They give us taste tests. So that was what, for me, had me feel more confident. Plus, I went to Instagram and started watching some Instagrammers, and that motivated me too. It was before TikTok. So there's a lot of food TikToks and reels. But I just want to say, whatever motivates you, if you're making a transition, and Sherri, I know you've got some things to say about that too. So I'm going to agree with me now. Oh, wait, there's you.
Hi. For me, I always cooked in the house, had growing boys. And, there were times when I was not vegan that, you did the drive-through thing. Most moms did that to kind of alleviate the work. But as I transitioned, starting from, pescatarian, and then I moved on to vegan, I had to think of ways how to change my favorite foods, my favorite comfort foods to vegan food. And how am I going to do that? And so that way I just started practicing, thinking about what ingredients I used and what vegan options I have to substitute for those, like butter. I did a Mayoko's vegan butter, or Earth Balance, or Melt. When I needed to do this, I found something else like eggs. I would do arrowroot, or I do flax seeds in order to do my baking, to make my sweet potato pies, because that was something that I love. So I had to figure out how to make that. So, if you're into cooking and you want to change all those foods that you remember growing up and still enjoy, then you figure out how to veganize them. So one guy that I really like on Instagram, he's called Turn Up Vegan. This guy's amazing. He makes some great food. I love the way he presents it. He's smooth. He has some great recipes. I would really check him out if you're on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, you can jump on Instagram. I don't know if he has a Facebook, because I'm not there on his Facebook page. There's another young cat I like named Chef George. I think he does a lot of Asian style food, and I just love how he presents the food. He makes everything look so good. So I've made a couple of his recipes. And then, there's a lot of recipes that pop up on your feed once you start following these chefs, and then you go, wow, that looks good, I'm gonna try that. You try to go, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna do this a little bit and make it mine. So I like to do that. I go on the internet. Google is my friend. And then, like Paige said, you can get books. You see, I got all these tabs here. I'm trying all these recipes, vegan for everybody, So
many cookbooks. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, just tons of cookbooks. And then you just go into them and, you just do what you do. But again, if you're not someone that cooks, like I said, there's so many products out on the market that can help you transition till you get to the point where you say, hey, I want to make grandma's such and such and such, and I want to veganize it. So how am I going to do that? So that's kind of what inspires me, because my grandmother used to burn some food, and I want to do the same vegan style. You know what I mean? So
I do. And you know what? Actually, shout out to one of my motivators, plant-based dripping. I remember when I went vegan in October, and November, his song hit, which is basically about a plant-based Thanksgiving, vegan Thanksgiving. So you look it up.
I heard that. Yes, I heard that. Yes.
Look it up on the internet, y'all. You can find it, the plant-based Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, that song was so much fun. And so then I met him and I got the shirt, you know. The other thing I wanted to say, because you brought some good points up, is really good points, is that take one thing at a time. Don't try to go, you know, like, I mean, I went all in and I had some resources leading up to it. So I just say, have a plan in place of where you're going to get your info. PCRM, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, has amazing information. There's also nutritionfacts.org. Tons of plant-based doctors. Go to switchforgood.org.
Yeah, for the dairy, yes.
For information, about dairy. And I was going to say some of my motivators on Instagram and on Facebook. I love Chef Charity Morgan. She's got some amazing recipes. Chef Babette, shout out to Chef Babette. We love her. Her recipes and her food that she puts on her page. And I'm going to say the Superfood Goddess. She does some really fun recipes.
Yes, she does. I know exactly who she is.
You know what I'm talking about? Holland, Hawaii, Cooking with Joya. She's amazing. Sunny Speaks does a really fun vibe. SUNNI. I've just been meeting some great new chefs as well. That there's also Plate of Hugh, amazing guy.
I don't know that one. Yeah,
you got to check him out. He's a sweetheart. Chef 10, I think is how he says his name. And of course, Marlon G, Plant-Based G, is the mushroom king. And then,
yes, I've seen him on Facebook Live. Yes,
Marlon's on our team. And then also the Sarno brothers are incredible, wicked healthy. You can check out all what they've got going on with shrimp, and not shrimp, but mushrooms that they turn into like a shrimpy flavored thing. Good Catch is their company as well. Okay, these turned out really good. How about yours?
You know what? I haven't got to taste it yet, but this is what it looks like. It's like the little mushrooms. I got some Brussels sprouts. I made some rice with coconut milk. And then I put a little bit of the apricot marinade over the top of the mushrooms. And let's see if we can get that so you can see it. I've got to find my camera. And I'm going to taste it to find out, because I've never made it. Now, I hope this is good, because I don't want to waste my time. I don't like eating nasty food. That's one thing I don't do.
Do not eat nasty food. Now, my husband actually made this, thumbs up. My husband made this today. Noodles, he chopped up. He made it really light, but I was going to show you a couple other things I do with, like, if you want a little macaroni salad for the side dish, right? So he put just basic. He did basic. He cut up some celery, put it into, we made this. This was from a pasta dish from from 2 days ago, or whatever. We always have pasta. We always have rice on hand. So then we can work with it. That's and quinoa is a great one to have on hand.
Yeah, quinoa is awesome.
You'd be like, okay, we're going to have, Spanish rice tonight, or we're going to do a Mexican theme, something or other. Oh, I'm feeling like I want to do stir fry. And then you can, just add different sauces. It's all about the sauce. That is my girlfriend, Rhea, vegan for 20 years, my buddy for 30, one of my besties, all about the sauce. So
yes,
in here, he put some veggies. And it's really light, and then just some seasoning is perfect. Now, what I would do, if you want to thanks, Donna. I would say I'll add a little bit more of this. It's pretty light, but it's good. You can add a little bit more of the veggies, and then, bam, let's do it. Let's get some heat in there. So that's what I would do, and I'll take some off and make some of my own, but easy. Now, I wanted to give one more. Remember my salad? Don't be afraid of getting different colorful vegetables, y'all. These are from Farmer's Market. Yeah. And to me, I'm like, yes, thank you. These are straight from the earth. I don't think they did any kind of hybriding or whatever. Don't be afraid to get a yellow tomato. Okay, the heirlooms. Those are
heirlooms. So good. Yeah.
Right? So don't be afraid to get your carrots. And what I do is I shred. I do a little shred so it's on top, and it makes it look really pretty. Eat the rainbow. Now, the one thing I want to say that my scallops need is a little bit more lemon. I'm going to squeeze a little bit more lemon squeezy on there. Okay. But other than that, I mean, I'm proud of myself. These were easy. So all I did, a little bit of oil, and I watched them. I put garlic, right? sliced up some onions, boom, threw it in the pan, sliced up my beautiful mushrooms. I did both of them here. So I have the scallop shaped ones, the trumpets, right? And then I have the oyster in here. Woo-hoo-hoo. And it just tastes good. It's got that yummy,
chewy, a nice earthy taste, and another thing too is when I have on hand, I'm not going to leave, but I always have on hand nori sheets.
Yeah.
Because when I want to do like the oyster mushrooms that you were doing, or the banana blossoms, which we talked about, I have to work with that product again. Even the jackfruit, I like to take the nori sheets and, pulverize it a little bit in my NutriBullet. And then I sprinkle on it. So now it gives you your food, the taste of the sea, and that's what a lot of us are looking for when we trying to mimic that seafood. So, I mean, there's a lot of tricks. Let me tell you, I'm learning every day on how to create new dishes or new foods. And with Paige and I doing the show, it really kind of popped up my game a little bit, because it's making me look for something different to do. Because if not, you'll be seeing me eating collard greens every day, because I love those. So that's like my favorite. I made some mac and cheese yesterday. Look, my plate yesterday was nothing but vegetables except for the pasta. I did oven fried zucchini, breaded. I did collard greens from Tracy McCorders. That's my favorite, hands down, collard greens. So now they're mine. Now they're mine. And we did mac and cheese, like I said. What else did we have? Oh, I had leftover cauliflower the day before. I did cauliflower steak, so I had some crumbled up. We threw that in there. I had a little bit of sweet potatoes, and it was a whole vegetable frenzy on that plate, So
frenzy, you heard it here.
Vegetables on that plate, and you know what? I felt really, really good. And that's the thing about eating a plant-based diet. You don't have to worry about saying, "Oh my God, I ate so much, I got to unbutton my pants." Right. Because these vegetables are something you can just keep eating. You take a break, you eat them again, and you still feel light. And that's what most people say when they first transition is, I feel like I have so much more energy. Oh my gosh, because that's right. You're eating live food, and that's what live food gives you is energy. So anyway, I get passionate about this. I'm not going to keep ratting and ranting, but anyway, this is what we made.
And flipping out from seafood, SEA, keeping the sea fresh with the animals, to sea food, SEE food, that looks just like this. Yes. And I will say my last holdout, aside from the cheese, was sushi. The night before
Mine too.
I piled in the spicy tuna, and now you realize the tuna, dolphins, sharks, all the trawling at the bottom of the ocean that we learn in the movie Seaspiracy. Don't be afraid to watch it. Please do. And share with your friends, because you know what? It's now time for the environment. The time is now. We got to make the changes. And some of us are not seeing it, but there are some people that are definitely affected right now with what is going on with our climate crisis. And, we're being told it's like 7 to 10 years, 7 at the most, I'm hearing. So we got to get busy with the changes now, and we can make the change. The power is in our bites.
That's right, because it's supply and demand. As long as we demand it, the more they're going to supply it. And I'm just going to say this one thing, because I said it last time, but for even if it's new people looking, even when you're going out and you are consuming seafood, and the label may say dolphin-free tuna. Yeah. Don't believe it. I got duped on that too. I paid those extra $1 or whatever I needed to pay on that. When you watch the movie, it would tell you how all this is playing out with money and greed. So, that really can destroy. It has been destroying the earth. So really look at it, and it just gives you it just opens up your brain, your mind, and to see what really is happening, because a lot of us are oblivious. Like I had no idea that was going on in the ocean, and I don't even eat fish. So you see,
Sherri, the other thing is that most people don't think about is, how did we get here today? How did we get to this mass amount of commercialism? Well, colonialism, and I know I participated. I participated in the whole system. And so I get to take that power back and spread the message of this film to have people stop so that the indigenous can do their small fisheries in their own spaces. That's not who this movie is reaching out to. It's you and me, the you and me's of the world, right?
Right.
And I also want to point to the environmentalists are doing great things. Thank you so much for cleaning up the great garbage patch and all the work that they're doing to change. And we get to come alongside with them, okay, and encourage them to stop eating animals, all kinds of animals. And also, we all get to band together and make a difference with our government. And, you know, Jane always says, invite them on at any time. Anybody we've talked about tonight, the governmental subsidizing the fisheries, subsidizing the mass fisheries, as well as the meat, dairy, and egg industry. So that's what we've got for you today. Plant-based in the Burbs, always drop
Plant-based in the Burbs.
Bringing you food and fabulous information to more empower you, strengthen your body, mind, and spirit. Sherri, that book, I'm going to have to get that book.
I'm telling you, you can get it on Audible too, because I downloaded it on Audible. So when I'm in my car, I can listen to it too. So, I mean, it's just, for me, I just seeking knowledge on the way to have more longevity for my mind, body, and spirit. That's why I work out every day. That's why I eat the way I eat. And, you know, it's just a way of life for me. And it's never too late. That's one thing I have to tell everyone. It's never too late to start. Never too late to start.
Listen to Coach Sherri. She's got the truth bombs right here for you.
Yeah, it's just never too late to start. I hear a lot of clients or people who are interested in training, and they say, "Oh, you know what? I'm too old." There's no such thing as that, because our body is made to move, and it's not made to be sitting all day and watching TV. You need to work your body out so you can exercise all your organs. All those muscles need to be moving and pumping up, pumping the heart. And so, you know, just 30 minutes a day is how you can start. Just baby steps. 30 minutes a day. It's a very small amount of time in 24 hours in a day. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say.
I'm writing it out here right now. Hang on.
What?
I'm writing it out so I can add it. And it said just 3 minutes. No, it's 30 minutes, Paige.
It's 30 minutes. Yeah, just 30 minutes a day. And you can follow me on Instagram. I'm always doing something. You know, I don't really show you me exercising, but I want to motivate and inspire people to just start, even if it's walking. You know, if you could just walk, even if you walk to the end of your block and you haven't been walking at all, it's a start. So just take baby steps. And I'm telling you, changing your diet, changing the way you move your body is going to make you feel so damn good. I'm telling you. Right, Tina? And I'm just saying this because I'm passionate about it. This is the way I live, and I do it every day. So it's not, I'm authentic about it. That's what I want to say. So it's just never too late. So if you need any help, you can always reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to motivate you. But yeah, just check us out on Jane Unchanged's channel every Wednesday. It's so amazing to be here and to be able to share our food. And I have an awesome co-host. And I'm just happy. I'm just so happy about being here and sharing food with everyone. So that's, you know.
So head over to, I'm going to write it right here, JaneUnchained.com. Y'all head over to the website, because if you type in Sherri's name or you type in my name, you're going to find either, you know, the lunch breaks and the lives. And I think
oh yeah, we do have some lunch break lives.
Yeah, we have some lunch break lives. And you can also type in, you know, chickpeas and find out chickpea recipes. You can type in mushrooms and find out great mushroom recipes.
Yeah, there's tons of resources on that, on her channel, on her website, and on Facebook.
Right. JaneUnchained.com, y'all.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah, we are plant-based in the Burbs. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, so anyway, I'm so glad everyone came to check us out for, you know, just that hour, or I don't know how long we're on for.
Yeah, we're rocking it today with this show, y'all. Thank you so much for watching with us. We have so much fun in the kitchen, bringing you knowledge, power for your body, mind, and spirit. Send you out with peace and more plants, please. Peace and plants.
That's right. Peace and plants.
Yeah. Have a great evening, everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.